Virtual reality, real adventures. Seniors in Launceston take flight from their armchairs. Launceston's OneCare aged care facility has become an unexpected hub of adventure. You'd expect bingo and crossword puzzles, but no, here, residents are strapping on VR headsets and diving into the deep blue sea, scaling the Eiffel Tower, or cruising the streets of Tokyo without ever leaving their recliners. Who needs travel insurance when you have virtual reality? The Red Cross has introduced a cutting-edge VR program at the Manor, offering elderly residents the chance to check off bucket list experiences, even if their knees gave out back in 1985. This isn't just a gimmick, it's a game changer, especially for those with cognitive decline. Instead of staring out a window reminiscing about the good old days, they can be in them, dancing at a 1950s sock hop, riding a steam train through the countryside, or even recreating the exact moment they told their first boss to shove it. It's no surprise that this program has turned the Manor into the most exciting retirement home in Tasmania. Other facilities have veggie gardens and an occasional karaoke night. The Manor? They've got skydiving. Joyce, an 87-year-old resident, never thought she'd see Paris. Yet here she was, sitting comfortably in her recliner, virtually strolling along the Seine, admiring the Eiffel Tower. "It's just like I imagined," she whispered. "Except my feet don't hurt." Bill, on the other hand, had different priorities. A retired fisherman, he opted to go deep-sea diving. He gasped as a great white shark swam past him just inches away. "I haven't felt this alive since I accidentally dropped my dentures overboard on a fishing trip," he chuckled. Then there was Edna, a former teacher, who selected a VR experience that took her back into a classroom full of rowdy students. "I just wanted to remind myself why I retired early," she sighed, shaking her head as a virtual kid lobbed a paper plane at her. The beauty of this VR program isn't just in its escapism, it's in the way it taps into long-lost memories. For some, it's a trip down memory lane. For others, it's the adventure they never got to take. Take Harold, for instance. He always wanted to swim with dolphins, but never had the chance. Now, with a simple press of a button, he found himself surrounded by playful dolphins in crystal-clear waters. "I always thought they'd be bigger," he mused, "and less judgmental." His friend Mabel opted for an African safari. She watched in awe as a lion strutted past her, its golden mane glowing under the African sun. "It's magnificent," she breathed. "And best of all, I don't have to worry about it eating me." The Manor staff say the VR program has changed the atmosphere in the home. Instead of the usual small talk about the weather, residents are now swapping travel stories. "Did you see the Great Wall of China yesterday?" "Oh, you have to try the roller coaster experience, it's terrifying." Even those who used to avoid group activities are suddenly engaged. One of the most unexpected side effects: a fierce rivalry between residents over who's had the most exciting experience. "Margaret went to Rome last week," Joyce grumbled. "So now I have to one-up her. I'm thinking Mount Everest." The VR experience also has a special focus on music. Many residents, especially those with dementia, find joy in reliving concerts from their youth. One afternoon, the Manor erupted into laughter when someone loaded up a 1970s rock concert and mild-mannered Betty suddenly started air guitaring like she was back at Woodstock. "I used to be wild, you know," she said with a wink. The staff quickly learned that while VR is a great tool for memory recall, some memories are best left forgotten. George, a former Elvis impersonator, insisted on reliving his Vegas days. Unfortunately, his virtual self was still just as tone-deaf. Of course, not every VR experience goes smoothly. The first time Edith tried the roller coaster simulation, she screamed so loudly that the staff thought she was having an emergency. Turns out, she was just very invested in the ride. "I haven't felt this much adrenaline since I found out my grandson got a tattoo," she admitted. And then there was Doug, who decided to try a skydiving simulation. Halfway through, he flailed his arms so wildly that he accidentally knocked over a tray of biscuits. "It felt so real," he laughed, while the staff mopped up spilled tea around him. The Manor's VR program is so popular that other aged care facilities are now scrambling to adopt the technology. The Red Cross is already working on expanding it across Tasmania, bringing virtual adventures to more seniors. And while some skeptics might say, it's not the same as the real thing, the residents at the Manor would argue otherwise. "Sure, it's virtual," said Tom, a former pilot, as he adjusted his headset. "But at my age, my knees wouldn't survive an actual trip to Machu Picchu. This way, I get the adventure and I get to be home in time for pudding." With VR technology, these seniors are proving that adventure doesn't have an expiration date. Who says retirement has to be boring?